What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. I hope you guys have been having a great Tuesday. Notice I made a name change. It was SC Weather. Obviously, most people know me by my name, which is Mitch, because that's just how I announce it. This is Mitch with SC Weather. But I made the change just due to the fact that over time, obviously, I quit talking about weather just for South Carolina. Obviously, a lot of people know me here locally in South Carolina. As someone who's taught weather about South Carolina, but on my YouTube channel, I taught weather about pretty much the entire eastern U.S., especially the southeast. So I kind of wanted to make the change just so people who jump on my page don't see like a picture of the emblem of South Carolina, the outline, say, hey, okay, well, I mean, this guy seems like he might just talk weather on the South Carolina just based off face value and going and getting on his page. So I just kind of want to do Mitch West Weather, and on my Twitter, I'm just Mitch West. My handle is still SC Weather. Instagram, I pretty much changed it all across the board. So I hope you guys who have been following me for a while now, I hope you are cool with it. Nothing's going to change, absolutely nothing. And also, I changed it to the picture and just my name because I plan on taking storm chasing a little bit more serious over the next several months, especially as we get into hurricane season. So definitely bank on more storm chasing content and not just these little clips, these little 30-second to minute and a half clips that I've been posting over this past spring. Honestly, I've just kind of thrown those on YouTube just because it just does a good job of keeping track throughout the years. One day I can go back and look at all the storms I looked at. But there is going to be more major videos. Like, I plan on taking one trip here this May out to the Midwest, maybe May or June, and doing one big trip before it slows down, before hurricane season ramps up, which I'm going to try to chase as many hurricanes as possible. It's just a passion of mine that's really burning deep. So, I really want to pursue this and take this to the next level. And you guys have allowed me to do this. I'm already, gotten a lot of followers and things like that. So it's much appreciated. The support is awesome. It's a big blessing that I'm able to express my passion through something like social media with everybody else. So thank you all for the incredible support. And I just, I'm sure it'll take a while for this to get out. But yes, I'm going to leave it as is, just Mitch West Weather. Obviously will change this up here too in time. I'm probably will change this at work tomorrow where I have a couple extra things saved on that computer at work. But just thank y'all for the support. Hope y'all support the change. Honestly, nothing's going to change at all. And so thank y'all, and let's just get going and talk about what most of y'all, reason why y'all clicked on the video in the first place. So check it out. This is tomorrow. You got some severe weather ongoing in Texas right now. Nothing crazy, but I know some storm chasers caught some pretty gnarly storms around just east of Lubbock, Texas, and just west of Wichita Falls, Texas. But another day of severe weather across most of Texas, parts of Oklahoma and more. And then there's a nice little gnarly stretch here all the way through the Ohio Valley into the interior Northeast. There's actually going to be some storms in the Northeast tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of unfolds. But as you get to day 3, chances really start kind of dropping off after that. And it kind of becomes, the storm just it almost stalls out. And it's still a big question mark if most of the southeast is going to get rain in general. But we'll take a look at the tropical tidbits here, and we'll look at the basically the GFS. And this is Wednesday, this is tomorrow. The surface low kind of scoots through, promotes some thunderstorms tomorrow into the northeast. Thursday, some more rain, still showers. But notice the storm kind of just loses its punch as it gets east. But some stalled out energy down here kind of gets trapped in the Gulf, and then it gets ramped up here, and potentially early next week, maybe late this coming weekend, maybe some kind of low pressure forms and delivers another shot of really beneficial rain here for the southeast. So we'll kind of watch to see how that happens. But you look at the HRRR model for Texas as you get into tomorrow. So here we go. This is the energy left over overnight, but after you get into tomorrow, some more storms have the chance to form. I think there'll be some more tornadic storms, some big-time supercells to form, just depending on where you are, and not really far from the areas that saw them this afternoon. So we'll kind of watch to see how this unfolds. Even got to watch all these storms, too. This is where the marginal risk is. So there'll be some interesting setups tomorrow, some storms, and then it kind of turns into kind of a line of storms, if you will, and eventually just kind of loses its punch. But you go up to the northeast, same deal. There's some storm chasers in the northeast too. And this might be some interesting. I don't think you got any kind of dangerous setup like this in the Northeast, but there's definitely going to be some storms around, and I think some of them will have the chance to go severe. I think the main threat with those will just be some damaging winds and some hail. I don't think there's going to be much of a tornado threat here. But as you get going here in time here, I want to show you the European model and kind of show you what it shows with this system. As you get late week, it kind of fizzles out, right? And you just saw what the GFS showed. So this is kind of it's kind of the same thing now. The European and the GFS are kind of agreeing that there's not really going to be much rain for the East Coast for this system as we get into this weekend. But both of them are now showing some kind of system developing here kind of near Texas and Louisiana that might throw some more rain. Now the European model doesn't get a lot of rain really into the southeast and storms, but the GFS does. But the one big thing that I'm noticing with the models, and we'll pretty much end the video with this, to be honest, is today it's the European and the recent GFS run from an hour ago has exploded Cape into next week. Now, it showed something kind of similar like this a week out, basically a week out from today. And you notice the event didn't end up really unfolding as any kind of outbreak or anything like that. But look, as we get into Sunday, look at the Cape that builds as we get into Monday. This is insane at Cape. You got Cape over 7,000 joules per kilogram surface Cape here. This is, now I'm sure there's going to be some kind of cap in place. Cap meaning that there's going to be some kind of limitation in the upper atmosphere to limit storms from really exploding. I'm sure that'll be the case somewhere here, but you got plenty of storm energy in place. Now notice it even begins to flirt east some. So this isn't just west. This is basically the entire deep south, mid-south, southeast could really get active next week. We got a long ways to figure this out, over a week out, but something interesting, it might get very active for the first week in May. So we're going to really watch this. It pretty much shows the same thing for the GFS. Check this out. Look, as you get into Friday this weekend, then you get early next week. Look at how the Cape builds, kind of in the same areas, but a little bit more east. So maybe eastern Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas. Maybe we need to watch out around this time next week. And it keeps building. Cape keeps building into the deep south, shifts a little bit more east, and might be stormy across the south in general next week. So we'll kind of watch this. It's been, honestly, a lot of areas are going to end up ending April pretty quietly. Obviously, we know that today is the anniversary of the major tornado outbreak that struck the deep south, mainly Alabama, places of Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia. All them states had fatalities in them, a few hundred fatalities. So definitely thoughts and prayers out to them. That was a very, very scary day for a lot of people. I think I was 19 years old, but I remember it. I definitely didn't have the knowledge I have now of weather, but I definitely remember that day. That was crazy. That was a generational type event. So I know a lot of people in Alabama especially are remembering that event today. It was 10 years ago today, the super outbreak of tornadoes in Alabama. So that's all I got, guys. Still not a ton to talk about as far as immediate weather, but we'll continue to monitor because we're still in the middle of severe weather season and something can pop up at any time. So thank you all for tuning in. Y'all have an awesome night.